I'm gonna start the recording right now so I don't have to deal with all the lag.
Tracing the memories unraveling in old, untold heartbeats left behind. The voices have ceased to be. Don't elude me, hear my plea. Oh, an untold tale, a story unknown. Prayers entwined in our dreams. A clock that will never chime, embracing frozen time. Lost in the past, a delicate thread fading at last, forgotten and lost in the depths of time. Come, my friends, let our souls intertwine. Till the end I will keep your names alive. Come, my friends, till the world's last breath. All together they will know our endless pain.
Style better. I'm tired. I'm a soup. What? Peach. Daisy. Yeah, I'm the winner. Princess Peach. Watch out.
Precious remnants of life lead the way, passing by I bow and pray, silent as the memories you left beneath the waving flag. The once gentle light, so nostalgic and dear, now tainted, obscured with a sense of fear, as if it mocks our battles fought in strife. Come, my friends, if cursing be your plea, I'll embody all your rage as you desire. Come, my friends, I'll offer all I have. Curse me till my soul decays
Is that Bolero? That's fucking Bolero. Oh, it's not Bolero anymore.
Guys, Super Ale Bros is back. The game that doesn't look so different from original SMB1, but it is so different. You don't remember? We can hold shells, we can break some blocks, and that's not the half of it. So, we have a continue button, and we made it to World 6 last time. There should be some good stuff in store.
My head is spinning round and round,
Hammers.
traveling around in
Wait.
circles. Left, right,
I wonder
right,
if they
left.
fixed
I don't know which way
hitting two
to
blocks
go.
quickly, but
But maybe if I pick
or
this
limitation,
road,
rather. Not really a bug.
maybe if I go the
Why is that
other,
puppy be laying out there while
someone
things
tell
I
me.
need him
I
to
don't
be
know,
used.
I don't
Not
know.
really. We found mushrooms.
I can see you, or I'll go, I'll never know.
Okay, 6-1 done. This stage is pretty.
Now lost, so can you tell
Up and over.
me?
Well, that's a fun little cave. I want to go back through it, and I can't because the screen scrolls to the left.
Maybe this is my melody. Sing to me a song of hopeful stars. And you can be my remedy.
You know what I want to do?
We
I
will
want to release a shell
never
and shoot it.
be apart.
It's like a little
Hold on
cooldown
to me
before
tight and
I
don't let go. Hold on to my kind and leave me alone.
Yeah, I can't shoot the fireball. Yeah, great, let go. You know.
I ever know. Searching for the path, this road I rode. I'll be there soon. One
Classic
is
black and white color palette for
me.
6-3 in
I'm
memory.
tired
I
of all
suspect we'll
these
see some more
twists
brand new stuff today.
and turns. Where
There's
do I
already so much
go?
like this.
I
And look,
swear
we
that
discovered
I've
this.
been here
Isn't this
before.
insane, guys? Isn't this blowing your mind right now? No, just me? Yeah, probably just me. In the original, if you get anywhere close to the bottom of the screen,
Maybe
like in this
you'll be waiting
bottom pixel
for
of
me.
his toe
Maybe
touches the bottom,
you'll be
you are dead.
there.
And your swim will not work, will not go back up.
Maybe you can be my remedy. Sing to me a song of hopeful thoughts. Sing you can be my remedy. We
I
will
need another shell,
never be
please.
apart.
Once I
Never
hit it,
to me
it can't
tight
go back.
and don't let go.
Yeah.
Never to me hand and leave me home. Never ending roads and journeys. But will I ever
That's really
know?
fun. But lots of stuff floats in Mario. Yeah.
I'll be there soon.
Don't touch that. Is it insta-kill me or just damage? Get insta-kills. Alright, we gotta find out how much health Bowser has. I guess. Okay. Yikes. I think the best logical prediction is he will have 9 health. Wow, the physics in this are really something. Oh, he just goes flying, dude. Look, they made like an aesthetic for the platform they travel through. So, like, doesn't break your immersion. That's insane. Awesome. Oh, but not
I
this
don't
time.
actually want
It's-
Minecraft music again.
Huh? It stops? What? Wait, that's way more insane. Oh. Wait, what even just happened? Did I, like, swim on it for a second before it damaged me? I don't know. I think a good quality of life improvement would be changing the...
I couldn't tell you anything, didn't open my mind. I closed up and shut down. I wouldn't tell you everything, but open my mind. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go?
I feel like I'm
together.
Could've followed my dream. I closed up and shut down. I didn't wanna lie to you. Wanna say sorry. Now our times all break down. Why did you go? Why did you go? Why did you leave? I know my body has no energy. I know my heart is torn to pieces. I want you to hug me, but I want you to admit you always going away from me. But I was always trying to forget it. I loved you so much, but you only saw me. I couldn't tell you anything. Couldn't open my mind. I closed up and shut down. I want to tell you anything. When I open my mind, now I want to break down. Where did you go? Where did you go? Why did you leave under me?
The music stopped again. Oh my god, Steam's opening for no reason again.
split each other and I hold so tight. I had the same kind of dream one day. Have I been here or is this deja vu? Were you so mean to me? Or am I bothering you? Seems he's really happy, so he's confusing too. We're feeling all the G. You're messing like you do. People laying around on me. Such a football.
Because I wasn't able to recognize it right away. It shouldn't waste too much time. I just have to boost up my duck until he's at a good level, because energy is going to be very important for us to complete all these races that are coming up. So I'm just going to let my duck go at it, get all the energy he needs, and I guess I didn't really need it yet, but it's good to have it now just so I don't forget it later. Because really, when you think about it, I'm still not using this duck, but we're just not going to talk about that. Hopefully that's enough energy though. I'm going to race him in this race right now, or not race him because I'm using these ducks instead. And also they're not even competing in a race, it's just like finishing. But I mean, this is a pretty cool screen. You got this tiki thing, it's long, everything's red, that's a pretty cool color. I'll be honest, I don't know what else to say. The good thing is this is the last time we're going to be using this glitch. After this, we are going to move on to actually doing the races. And that means we'll get to see a lot more training and a lot more cool duck races, I guess. But I guess right now you can watch this purple pellet move up. I don't know what's going on with it. Why is it doing that? Weird effect to add it to the game, but I guess I'm not going to judge it. Hey, look, another tournament race won. I don't know how we did it because I couldn't watch it, but I'm sure it was a great time. And we only have this last race until finally we can actually watch some duck races instead of just like hearing about them happening. I don't know if I'm actually winning these. I'm just assuming because the game's telling me I am. I mean, there goes my duck. We saw him for a second, but now he's gone again. But there we go. That is going to be the last race out of these three. And now we can move on. We won that. We get some more cutscenes. And now we're in this world. Right away, we're going to go into the training. And the first thing we're going to want to train is our intelligence. And the intelligence training is interesting because it's kind of like a rhythm game. I mean, who needs Friday Night Funkin' when you have this game? And we want to get our intelligence up to about level 80. I think it's cool how they added new traits into this game like intelligence, because it just gives you more to do, more to train. And that's never really a bad idea to add things like that. The annoying thing about this game though is as you go on, you see the plus 0.4 seconds in front of the screen. So it kind of distracts you as you're trying to play the rhythm game and everything. Okay, yeah, that can sometimes happen, but that's okay. I just have to extremely focus and make sure I'm not losing too much time. Just gotta go one by one, because you don't have to go super fast, you just have to go fast enough. But sometimes I just try to push myself and end up wasting a tiny bit more time than I need to. But this is a pretty good run. I'm just gonna keep going. The bad thing about this game is I'm not really sure when we should end with it. So I'm just gonna keep going as far as I can, because I'm sure we'll be pretty intelligent by the end of this. It's never a bad idea to be intelligent. Okay, that is level 75. We only have a tiny bit more to go. So I'm just gonna train a few more of these until we get to level 80, and then we can move on with the other trainings. And that is level 80. Now we can move on to swimming. And the swimming training is also pretty interesting, because for this swimming training, instead of doing the weird thing with the boats that you might remember from the other Duck Lives, we actually have like a kind of hard obstacle course. We have to make sure we're not hitting anything, just going through this entire place. And we can't hit the top or bottom wall, so it is a little scary as you go through. You also begin to see more obstacles as you go through, like that one right there, so we have to dodge that. And we're trying to get a score of about 2,500 before we're finished with this training. Of course, it doesn't have to be in just one of these trainings, and you can separate it into two, but it is best to do it in just one, because you start to go like really fast, as you see right here. All right, come on, duck, do not fail me. Okay, I failed myself right there, but we're just not going to talk about that. I only have to go a little bit more, so I'm pretty happy with it. While one training is possible, I feel like two training is the most consistent, because doing it in just one is so difficult. But just a tiny bit more training to go. I think if we make it to about 1,000 on our score, we should be good, and we should make it to level 60. So there we go, and we're at level 63. I'm going to be happy with that. And now we have to do some climbing. Which the climbing, okay, it literally started me out with the worst RNG possible. What was that? But as I was trying to say before the game just completely decided to destroy me, is the climbing is pretty interesting, as you can see right here. And it kind of feels trippy because, I mean, just look at the map. It might look like it's really easy, but as you're going up this, going all the different directions, it's really easy to lose your spot or have that happen, I guess. And for right here, we want to get our climbing up to level 60, so that also isn't too bad. I just have to make sure I'm completely paying attention, especially as you start to get faster, because these things can start to come at you really quickly, and like, look how good my guy is at climbing. How fast is he going? I don't know what this vine is that we're climbing up. Like, how did we find something this big? It's something that curves around so much, it just seems like a weird design of a vine. But I guess I'm not here to judge plants, I'm here to play Duck Life, so I won't worry about it. Oh, and we're going Super Saiyan speed. Okay, come on, calm down, Duck. Alright, we're just gonna make it a tiny bit more. Oh, I feel like this is a really good run right now. Okay, and that is going to be up to level 61, so that's gonna be good. And all we need to do now is the jumping training. And jumping training is pretty interesting because we like swing on a vine or a rope. I guess that's not a vine. I feel like they could have used a vine here though. It would kind of fit with the theme more. Whatever, we're just swinging, trying to make it as far as possible. For this one, we want to make it up to 1,700, and if we do there, we should get up to the level we need. But as you can see, the platforms start getting smaller and smaller. It gets a little bit harder to reach the ones you want to. And oh, we just missed our thing. I'm gonna have to do one more training right here because we do have to get up to jumping 51, but that should make us up to level 53, and now we can continue. So we're gonna race this duck right here. He thinks that he can do a lot against us, but we just trained for a while, so it's not gonna be the best day for him. It is interesting how there are all these different ducks on different planets. Like, these ones are really furry for some reason. And oh yeah, here's where the intelligence comes in. Intelligence basically dictates how fast you can go through portals. So it is pretty important as we go on, obviously, because more portals are going to become a thing. I don't know how intelligence dictates that because, you know, it doesn't really make sense, but I guess what makes sense when you're playing Duck Life. But okay, now we can do some tournaments, but Quackity is actually going to get the chance to race against people. We got an ice duck, a duck with some really long hair, and a duck that kind of looks like me. Seems like a pretty good race to me. We are going to want to use our boost in some pretty good places, but I'm not too worried about winning this. We have to use our intelligence right here. We're smarter than all the other ducks. I didn't train my intelligence for nothing. Alright, I'm going to win that race right there. We can move on to the second one, which it looks like now, okay, what is going on with that one duck's eye? It's like, I don't even know what that is supposed to be. Is he crying? Are you okay, dude? Do you need help? And I guess there's also another duck with like an alien mask, or maybe it's actually just an alien. But whatever, because I'm not here to worry about the other ducks. I'm here to just make sure that I beat them in a race, and that's just what I'm gonna do. Yeah, come on, dude. Finally make it to the end. Alright, you're wasting all my time. And now we got the last race where it looks like one duck is like part pigeon or something. Look at that fur. It does not fit his blue face, but I really shouldn't judge these ducks. And yeah, one of these ducks is really good at swimming, but bad at everything else. So he tried to make it ahead of everybody, but then he sucks at climbing, so he's gonna get farther back. This game is really interesting how on these big jumps, they have to sit for a second and look at the jump and be like, do I really want to do this? It's kind of hilarious, actually, but you can see we're almost about to lose at the end, but surprisingly, winning in this last race doesn't even matter because it just takes the average score. So even though we got second place, we still won and we can go on to the next place. Yeah, I don't really understand why it happens. And now it's time to train some more. First, we're going to want to do some running training, and for this, we just don't want to get trampled by these things. Yeah, there are literally things trying to crush our poor duck who's just trying to train, and I am a little scared for him, I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's surviving right here. Okay, well, sorry about that, bud. This section heavily relies on RNG. A lot of times you can figure it out by just looking at the top section and making sure you'll be safe, but sometimes it will just give you an impossible pattern, so you just kind of got to accept that. Like right there, I don't think I could have made it to the end. But for this running training, we only want to get to about 90, so I'm not too worried about it right now. You only got to do a bit of running training until you got to make it to the optimal level, so I'm happy with that. It's definitely better than the system that the earlier Duck Life games have, where you have to be like maximum level. This game lets you spread out your stats and not just have to grind for hours. Also, I feel like we're definitely running level 90, so I'm just gonna get smushed there. And it looks like we were one away. You're kidding me. Oh, why does this game hate me so much? I'm just gonna get smushed here. Can you please get me? Okay, I'm just gonna keep running forward until it kills me. Game, I am literally trying to die right now. Okay, I'm just gonna let it happen. Duck, there you go, okay? I'm sorry about that. And now we have a swimming training where there are sharks trying to kill us. Yes, these sharks are just coming out of nowhere. They have bloodshot red eyes that I don't even know how to describe them. They just look terrifying. But you know, I'm just having a fun time training away my swimming. I don't know why this is the optimal setting to do it in. I guess it gives you a motivation not to get caught by these evil sharks that are definitely gonna eat you like they did right there. We're not gonna talk about that. That's okay though. That was a pretty good first run. If we can finish out with the second run and get to level 84, then we should be good. I think we only need to get a little bit more. With all these games, it's a little bit confusing because you don't know the exact number you want to get to level up. So I'll just try to survive as long as possible, but not too long, I guess. You know what? That seems like a lot. That should be 84. Yes, that is 85. Perfect. And now we can also do some flying training, but the flying training is me being in a spaceship. I don't understand how this is training my flying really when I'm using a spaceship. And in this one, you're constantly shooting and just trying to go up and down. Some of these asteroids you can break, but any of the asteroids with crystals on them, you can't break. Like right there. I don't know why I just ran straight into that. And we only need to get up to rank 85, so we should be there fairly soon. The game's getting a little bit harder. There's a bunch of them coming at me. I'm gonna hope that's about here. Please just kill me. And that is not 85, that is 78. I cannot do math, I guess. Or it might not really be math, just my predictions are off. I guess we'll just play a little bit longer. Okay, but there we go. That is 85. Now what we have to do is our jumping training, which the jumping training is pretty interesting. We just have ice blocks that are trying to murder us violently. It's another one of these games where they're just trying to smush us, and I don't know how I feel about that. We really do love putting Quackity in situations that are going to murder him, and I guess it's a fun thing to do, maybe. Sorry about that, Quackity. It's just life, I guess. But okay, I don't even know how I survived this because it just got me off the map. And why did that give me flying training? What? Wait, that just gave me flying training? I am so confused. That was supposed to give me running training, but it said fly. I don't know if this game is just glitching out. Did it just not give me the training? What? Gotta love when a random glitch just destroys your speedrun for no reason at all. That was great. Whatever, that's jumping level 70. We won't worry about it anymore. Let's just finish out with this game. We're gonna race the Frozen Duck, try to get his ticket, and I'm still a little bit disappointed in the game for ruining like an entire minute of my speedrun, but we're just not gonna talk about it because I got this intense race to do instead. This guy is completely made out of ice. I'm not sure how he's alive, but you know, he's not alive in the races because now he just got demoralized forever. Sorry about that, man, but I gotta make it to the tournament with that as well. We're gonna be facing off against all these people. I don't know what kind of clothes they have on them right now, but it really seems like they're trying to look cool. Little do they know, they don't really look cool, so sorry about that. But I'm gonna have to use my energy burst in pretty wise areas. I'm gonna use it there one more, and I think that was second place, but that should still be fine. We just have to do well in the other races, so yeah, second place. Alright, I gotta make sure I use my energy burst in slightly better areas, so I make sure that doesn't happen again. But I'm sure we'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Me just losing this entire speedrun? I'm sure that won't happen. But for this race, we are pretty ahead of all of them. I mean, they do have like robot suits on them, which I feel like would weigh them down more than would help them, but we're not going to talk about that, I guess. We're almost to the end. Good thing I have a good amount of courage or whatever is necessary to go across those. And we do get first place in that race. Now we just have one more. And for this one, okay, now we have a duck that's completely on fire, and that duck with the weird eye again. What is that duck doing? Dude, are you okay? I mean, he's an amazing swimmer, so he's got that going for him. He really is zooming by. The good thing for us is that duck is terrible at everything else.
Halfway
Like, look at
through.
him trying to go through that portal. Okay, that was actually pretty good. Well, we are going to be able to beat him there, go through this portal faster than him, and hopefully make it to the end. We are like almost out of energy. Please. Okay, I was so worried about that, but we won. Hooray! But there we go. We won that tournament. Now someone else is like, hey, you want to race? Because he thinks we're pretty cool. And yeah, it's a full-on alien duck that we're facing off against now. I don't know how you even make this stuff up. So he's not too much better than us. I mean, it honestly seems like we're pretty neck and neck. And yeah, it's just a regular race. I mean, there's not much going on. I can't use my burst of speed right there. And this should be the end, so I'm going to use one more burst of speed, make it, and now we can move on. Face against off of all these like fire ducks or whatever is going on. I don't even know anymore. So in these fire duck sections, you have to beat 3 different ducks. The first one is this one that's completely on fire. And his special skill is he's really good at climbing, so we're gonna have to use our energy to make sure we can beat him. Because he is way farther ahead of us, but thankfully we're much faster at other things, like running, so we can catch up, make it to the goal just before him, finish out that race. Move on to the second guy, who, yeah, he's like a lava bird, I guess. And this duck is going to be really good at swimming, which I don't know how there is even water on this planet. How is there water on this holy fire planet? Also, I would assume that he can't swim because he's literally made out of lava, but I guess we shouldn't worry about that. Instead, let's just worry about winning this race. You can see it's pretty close to neck and neck, but thankfully we're able to jump before him, finish that one out, and we can get the last one, which is like a transformer or something. And this one is going to be very good at intelligence, so we want to make sure we have a good head start on him. It starts out with this flying section, which we are better than him at, and then we get to a climbing section where we want to use our first boost, and then we also get a running section where we want to use another boost, and then the intelligence, which we need to be faster than him at this point, because he is much better than us at intelligence, but thankfully we won it there, and now we can face off against the final boss fight where we actually have to do stuff. So for this final boss fight, instead of it being a race where I don't really do anything, I'm controlling my duck. I'm moving left and right with my arrow keys, and I just want to go faster. And it is kind of funny because the other duck is racing against us, but we're so much faster than him that he doesn't even really have a shot. I don't even see him next to me. Like, where is this dude? Is this even a race at this point? But you want to be a little bit careful because, you know, I don't really feel like losing at this point. Okay, that was a little bit scary. You know, it's just a fiery tundra of waste and scariness. I don't really know what else to explain it as. I don't know why we chose to race on this place, and I just missed that jump. Okay, that's a tiny time loss. But honestly, this race is not too bad. I can kind of just jump my way to victory. I still don't even see this dude. I feel like it isn't even possible to lose against this guy unless you just constantly die over and over again. And now we have a boulder that's chasing after us and trying to run us over, which, you know, isn't too great. So I'm going to dodge it right there, jump right over it, make sure we don't die to these lava pits, and we should be just about at the end. Make sure I don't die to the last lava pit because that would really suck. And there we go, that is going to be crowned and is going to be timed 32-14. I'll be honest, Alien Duck, I didn't even know I was racing against you. I did not see you at all. Now we're on the duck life battle. This speedrun starts after we create our character, and our duck is telling the other ducks about his whole experience doing duck life space. When a tornado comes, it completely swipes them all up and gets rid of all of our progress. Now, one thing you'll notice is my mouse is in a very specific spot, and that's where the fly button usually would. If we spam fly during that cutscene, what we do is go to this menu, and then if we switch the controller and then press right, and down, we can fly to a place that's normally inaccessible in this part of the game. So right now, we're in the end game area without having to do any of this stuff before there, and that means we can access the best missions right away. This is really important for the speedrun because right away we can go to the training that are best for each skill, like this one for power. What we're going to do is play volleyball, and in this one, we're going to play jerk. See, instead of just playing this game like normally letting us hit it back and forth, what we can do is spam the pause button with our controller, and that causes the ball to just go forward slightly each time we press it, while the duck has to stay stationary so we can just completely destroy them. And this really becomes evident why this is important once we get to the later levels, because these ducks are much better at playing volleyball. So if we do it this way, we don't have to worry about their skills at all, and it's really nice using this during the later levels because you'll see our power level is increasing a ton on these. So getting a good streak is really important, and we're just going to keep using this until we get to level 100. For the speedrun, we have to get all of our stats to level 100, and we have tons of cool tricks that we're going to use for that, but we're at level 33. We'll hit this guy right now. Now, there should only be one more of these ducks that we have to beat until we make it to level 100, so there we go. Just put it right behind him, and right away we can go back to the menu, which means now we're going to defense training. If for defense, we like using another desert training, and here we have to hit the bombs out of the sky before they hit the ground. We also have these two structures on the left and right side of the map, which if they get hit by bombs, they just slowly go down, so they act as like sort of protection for us for a while, at least at the beginning of the game, but soon they will be removed because these bombs are going to come a lot faster. It's really important to try to maintain them as much as possible though, but with the controls you use for this, it's really weird to do, because instead of just aiming for the bombs, you have to aim ahead of them, and yeah, it just gives you some difficulty, but once we make it later in the round, you can see where this game really starts getting profitable with the levels. We're getting so many bombs that we hit every time they give us a good amount of XP, and I'm just trying my best to stay alive. If we could get to level 50 for this first one, that would be amazing. Generally, if I could do this in 2 or 3 rounds, that's usually good. And there we go, that's a bomb. Still pretty good, 46. Now we'll just continue this till we're done. Okay, looks like we're at level 99. We're about to be there. That's level 100. On to the next minigame. And for desert health training, this has the funniest strategy. So what we want to do is, first of all, we're just going to take this coin, and then there's going to be a bomb that comes down. But what we want to do, again, is use our pause ability to make that bomb go really slowly. And as soon as it hits our duck, we'll stop pausing, and then we can get rid of that, and now our health level is going to slowly go up this whole time. So we don't have to do anything for this one. We're pretty much just waiting. It's a pretty funny strategy. I have no idea why this works, but oh, our health stopped. So we had to repeat that really quick. We'll just do the trick again, and I mean, it's not too big of a deal. I just have no idea what happened there. But yeah, we're pretty much just continuing this till level 100. And the really nice thing about doing this one is we also get tons of coins, which are going to be really important for later in the run. So this one serves two purposes. First, to get our health level up, and second, to get tons of coins. Finally, it looks like we're about at level 100 with almost 800 coins. That's a really good number. And we only have 2 more trainings to do. First, the farm special training. For this one, what we're going to do is pause again with our controller, and then we can just spam the spacebar button and get so many points over and over again. It's so funny how broken the pause button is in this game. You could just use it in so many different scenarios. And finally, it looks like we got to level 100, so only one more minigame. And lastly, we have speed training, which is when we actually have to play the game. Now, what you have to do is press the button that corresponds to what he has in his hands, and then when he starts doing 2 at the same time, it stops being worth it. So we're just going to spam all the buttons. That way we can always have as much XP as possible. We're not waiting trying to do the harder ones. This is just the fastest way to do it. And finally, it looks like we're about at 100 during the spam, and that is going to be all the mini games done. We're now level 100 on everything. So before we actually get to our final battles, we're going to the shop. And right here, all we need to get is this laser gun, which is going to be the best weapon, and head over to the battle center. Where here we're going to change our weapon to the laser gun and upgrade it all the way to level 5. That's why it was so important to get those coins earlier. And now it is time for this battle, which we are much better than this man. He does have armor, and he has a pretty good weapon, I guess. But you can see just how much damage we're doing, especially with our level 5. And as soon as we activate our special, we get a super beam, and it completely destroys him. That's the first battle. Then second one, we're not even changing anything up. This is the perfect synergy that we already have. Again, they have armor, we don't. But because we upgraded ourselves so much, and because we have an amazing weapon, it really isn't too much of a problem. We can use our special right there, and I'm pretty sure that should one-shot him again. That's going to be another KO. And there's only one more battle, which is going to be this knight guy, and he has really good armor. We're kind of a little scared of him until we see his attack. He does so little damage. I don't even know how. He's only done 50 on 2 attacks so far, so it's kind of embarrassing. And of course, we're going to use our special right here, which leaves him with 3. That's kind of sad. But he's just going to go for one more hit. We can finish him out. And all we have to do is end off the speedrun as soon as we get our crown. You'll see the mayor comes by. He says, "Congratulations, that dude. I'm going to present you with the Grand Tournament crown." And he doesn't even look at us. He 360s it onto our head. And there we go. That's time. 3805. And finally, we're on the Duck Life Adventure. This speedrun starts again as soon as we make our duck. He's really happy he just got spawned into the world. And then he starts out by watching some TV and seeing the grand champion Marco. And he's really inspired by him and wants to become an adventurer. So he tells his mom, but she says no, he's going to become a rich doctor. So Marco, through the TV, says, "Don't listen to your mom, become like me." And we take a bag and we're leaving. Goodbye, Mom. Yeah, that's actually the start of this game. And we just have to walk through the city until we jump in the sewer. And 3 hours later, we spawn right here where we see this guy. His name is Dory, and he's going to introduce us to the island. He says to the left, Battle Town, and to the right is the Race Town. Then he tells us we smell like a sewer, which is really rude. And yeah, I do not like this guy at all. So we're going to the Battle Town first. But as soon as we cross over the bridge is going to get destroyed. And Dory says we've been eating too many pies and then tries to battle us. I don't know why this guy is such a jerk, but we're going to completely ignore his battle and quit out. And before he talks to us, we want to use our mouse and go over to this building. So we enter the building while his text box is still there. Then we're just going to click through all this stuff, which is the introductory stuff, just teaching us about stuff like the inventory and quests. And then once we get through this dialogue, it spawns us back in the sewer and repairs the bridge over to the left. There's normally a cutscene here of him walking away. That's why we have to just stand here. But now we can go to both sides. It doesn't matter that the bridge collapsed. And that means we're getting to our first training, jumping. And the jumping training is pretty simple. All we have to do is press X and not go into any of the doors, the holes, or the windows. And we're just going to keep jumping little by little until we reach level 1, because we only need to get to level 1 jumping. For other stats, we'll be training them more, but for this one, that's it. And we're also going to stop by right here, go to this totem pole, and we're going to update our map so we can use fast travel there later before heading our way over to special training. And in special training, we drive a tractor, and the farther you get, the more XP you're going to get. But the tractor is also extremely slow, so instead of just riding it, what we're going to do is use our front wheel to give us a little bit of extra burst of speed. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire start of this minigame. And if our front wheel knocks into anything, it pretty much breaks, so we have to be careful about that. One of the cool things about these mini games though is every time we reach level 10, it gets an upgrade. Well, sometimes it's an upgrade, sometimes it's a downgrade for us, but for this first one, it will be an upgrade because now we can destroy crates. So we can destroy that crate right there, and it's going to give us 6 XP. The crates will speed this up a ton, so they're really important. And just in general, we're going to get 2 XP every once in a while instead of just 1, so we'll be going by a bit faster. So next up, once we get to 20, I want to die right away, and that's going to be wheelie points. And what we're going to want to do is actually use our front wheel for wheelies, which is going to be called Nendo, just because Nendo gives you more XP than doing a wheelie with your back wheel. So yeah, it's just all the things combined. We're still trying to hit the crates, we're still trying to go fast, and we're using Mendos. And finally, at level 30, here's where this minigame really starts getting fun. And that's because we're going to get a tractor upgrade, and this tractor is going to make us go extremely fast. Now, we're no longer going to go for the endos, just because our front wheel is so weak, and while we're going this fast, it's going to break a ton if we're not careful. So we'll mostly be doing regular wheelies, and also try to do flips when we get on curves like this, because that's going to give us an additional 4 XP. I really love this minigame once we're at 30. Before, it's kind of boring, but once you get here, it becomes definitely one of the best ones to get. And finally, once we get to level 40, not much changes. The only additional thing we get is we get coins every time we do a flip now, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But we'll very quickly make it over to level 50, and that's special done. Now we're going to be heading over to upgrade our health, which health is also a mini-gamer.
Not even a whisper. Aren't you used softly?
You and I.
In the sunlight, awkward silence lingers between the two of us. The sunlight comes beyond the dark. We are casting our regrets. Our gazes cross and missed. Out of reach, words are lost. Thought I knew your heart, but now a wall between us keeps us apart. Wanna be closer just a bit. My fingertips brush yours softly, but you don't see me. Gazing as your hair sways in the ocean breeze. I wish we could escape from this moment and be at ease. In this tranquil night, the moon is too bright. The waves unmask the silence between us. With you in mind, my heart tightens and aches. I try to forget, but it's hard to think. Every breath I take feels like a mistake, and it's a pain I'll carry whatever it takes. With you in mind, my heart tightens and aches. Every breath I take feels like a mistake. Before our heartbeats intertwine and dance, I just can't let the sun go down and fade. A hidden melody we both unlock. Every beat sings with the ticking clock.
Really like, what we have to do is throw these forks onto the fruit, and we can't have the forks hit each other. Also, sometimes it will give us a coin. That's just a nice thing because we don't really have to worry about the forks. But yeah, this minigame's pretty fun, but you have to wait for the previous fork to hit the fruit before you can do another. And yeah, that's what we're focusing on. Then once we make it to level 10, it introduces wall bounces, and this is when the game really starts getting a bit harder. I mean, I guess it's not the hardest thing in the world, but there's definitely more to keep track of, and it's going to be a bit slower, which isn't the best, but it does definitely make this minigame more dynamic, so I like it. Now on to level 20, it's going to be introducing moving targets, which sometimes can also get combined with the wall bounces, or other times we just have to throw straight up. Both are pretty hard, as you can see by that. Then on to level 30, we have multi-spin, and I do not like multi-spin. What this one does is it will slow down the fruit and then cause cause it to go in the other direction, and sometimes you won't see that it's a multi-spin soon enough, so we'll call it a death. I guess they aren't really a death when I'm thinking about it, you're literally just having to restart the minigame, but still. And finally, onto level 40, we have Bomb Defusal, which is actually a really cool one. It's one of my favorite ones, because all you have to do is hit it in between those gates, and it's a pretty fast one to add on. But finally, we're making it to the last one, just have to hit this tire with the multi-spin, got to defuse a bomb, and that's another level 50. So the last part of this little area is going to be training up our strength, and this minigame is pretty good. It can get a little annoying, as you will see in a bit, but the main premise of it is we have to stack these things on top of us so we can really get up our strength. And there will also be some coins that fall. For the most part, I don't really go out of my way for them unless they're a silver coin. How this works is 10 bronze coins are a silver coin, and 10 silver coins are a gold coin. But you can see that there's actually a problem with this minigame. Sometimes it seems like you should have stacked something and it just doesn't connect. And I guess that one wasn't the worst thing in the world, but sometimes it's like, what are you doing, burger? How does the burger not connect there right away? I don't really understand. There's probably some logic that goes to it. Like right there, how does that should have been on? At least I think so. And we got a really good start to this one. We really want to get to as late as the game as possible so we can get extra XP. And for the level 10 upgrade, now we're on rollerblades. This is pretty much the exact same thing. We're a bit more slippery and a bit faster, but not too much changes. There is a bit more that changes for level 20 though, because now it's going to add obstacles. You can see those red exclamation marks, they come down, and if we get hit by those, then we're going to die automatically. It doesn't even get rid of one of our lives, it gets rid of all of them. And for level 30, now we have a car. I don't know how this is still strength training, but it is really nice because we have so much control over ourselves, and we're also extremely fast. And you can see, especially once we get higher on this, there's just so much control we have, we don't have to worry about this at all, so these later parts become a lot easier. And then finally, for level 40, we have the car again, but we have to deal with the falling obstacles as well. It just adds those back, and not too much else changes. But it looks like we're about to be done with all that. That's level 50. And now it's time for some battles. What we're going to want to do is head over to the left side of the map and go inside this cave where there's going to be this person right here. But this person has no idea what's about to hit them. Basically, before the run, I did a glitch called New Game Plus. That's when you have a completed save file with tons of items, and then you go back to the title screen and start a new game. Doing that allows you to keep all the items from that completed save file, so we have a really overpowered weapon and tons of items. And we're going to be able to use this exact same thing for this guy, just completely one-shotting them. Don't worry, battles will get a lot harder later in the run, but for now, it's nice and easy. Anyways, after that, it's time for some endurance training, which endurance is one of the ones that's pretty fun, but also very hard to do, because what you want to do is get going extremely fast. That way we can get a ton of XP, but it's really easy to hit the top of the ceiling or just crash into anything. So yeah, it's a fun training, but it's also a pretty hard training. For this one though, we actually only have to get up to level 10, so we won't even see the upgrades, and I might as well try to go a little bit farther. We might be able to get 11. Come on, okay, well, and we got 10. And before we get to our next training, we have to see Dory again. And Dory has trained a lot more in all the racing things, so obviously he's going to beat us. We also can't use any of our items at the beginning, and what he's going to tell us to do is use our rush. But that's going to get rid of all of our energy, so he's going to be like, oh no, you're about to run out. And he's going to give us a free energy bar, which gives us a bit more. And the game's still not letting us rush or anything, so we just kind of have to slowly lose to him. Yeah, it's very sad. We also don't know how to fly, which is hilarious. But right at the end, you know what, Dory, I hate you. I'm gonna use a coffee, so we take the win, that's what you get. And time for speed training, which speed is a really fun minigame. What you have to do for this is either go left or right, depending on where the platforms are, and if you mess up, then you get stunned for a while, it will literally get eaten by lava. So this is a really good minigame. The only problem about it is you gain XP really slowly, so it takes a long time. I enjoy it though, and after a while you will see the lava is definitely starting to rise. If we make a mistake, we're literally going to die. This game likes killing them. But anyways, now that we're on to level 10, what it's going to add is ladders, which are basically another way for you to go a bit faster. But other than that, exact same game. Then on to level 20, this time it's going to add an extra platform, so now we have to deal with 3 different ones. And that becomes actually pretty difficult because you have to really be paying attention here. It also removes our ladders, which kind of sucks. But yeah, same general game, just a bit harder. And then for level 30, it's again 3 platforms, but we get the ladders back, not too much to say. But we are actually going to stop at level 40. We don't need to go any more than that. So yeah, that's another one done, and time to go through Feather Forest all the way around the map until we get to Santa Claus. And Santa is going to want to both race us and battle, but thankfully we can finally use all of our items we have, which will completely destroy this dude. At the start, I'm going to use a banana peel. He just trips over. It's kind of hilarious. And we can do that slide over there. We have pretty okay climbing skills, and we have a good amount of energy, so I'm really not worried about this one. I don't remember if he's able to fly, but we don't even get to see. Oh, yeah, he just went straight towards the ground.
the heavens beat.
Able to fly, but we don't even get to see. Oh, yeah, he just went straight towards the ground. Then also here, I'm going to put on both my rocket ship, which is going to be my weapon, and we're going to use the robot stuff. The robot glows have the best amount of defense, but they're weak against water attacks and strong against electricity attacks. But for this fight, they are going to be the best one, and what we can do right here is use a weather button, which we actually got lucky and got electricity. That can be a few different things. I'll go into it later. But that is going to give us the other half of the key, so we can actually go through this locked gate, and that's going to open up the flying training for us, which flying is one that sadly we only do one level for. I actually really enjoy this training, so I wish we did a bit more, but I mean, to be fair, it's also a really slow one. You can see at the rate we're getting XP, so as soon as we get level 1, we'll quit out from there. And we're heading over to the Flying Master. This guy claims that he's the best flyer in the world, and we're gonna prove him wrong. Actually, we're not really gonna prove him wrong. We're just gonna be better at everything else that isn't flying, and also use things like banana peels, which is hilarious. But you can see our flying is not good at all, so we have to rely on different tactics. Like, instead of letting this guy fly, I use my lasso, and he doesn't even get to use his ability he's so proud of. Probably the rudest thing I've ever done. I almost feel bad about that, but he was talking a lot of trash. You gotta do what you gotta do. And the nice thing about winning that race is now we have fast travel unlocked as soon as we hit a totem pole. So we'll click some more totem poles in the future wherever we want to fast travel. Like this one over here, I will just grab really quickly, and then we'll head over to the Grand Dojo, and now we can train anything that we have level 50 up to 100. And we're gonna start with special, which I do not like this minigame. What you have to do is find the right bird in a group of a bunch of birds. The problem is you have to take at least around 250 to 300 pictures in total to get level 100. So yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. But to go on to level 60, now we have running birds, which does add a bit of challenge because we do have to see them from a side profile, but not too different. And it also will combine it in with the regular standing birds, so we have to do both of them. Now onto level 70, it's gonna give us twin ducks, where we have to find the group of twins. They'll be looking the exact same, and that's all we have to take the picture of. Now next up for level 80, the birds are going to start flying around, and yeah, it's just a slightly harder version of the running. Not too bad though. And finally, for the level 90 upgrades, we're going to get people in space. Now the challenge for this one is they can either be facing forward or to the side, so it makes it a bit harder, but again, pretty easy. It's just we've been doing this for so long. But finally, after like 25 minutes, we get level 100. Okay, time for a better training, which is going to be strength. And for this one, what we have to do is cut the right ingredients for the chef. And you can see this guy does not like his job. Just look at his eye. But he's going to keep telling us what to do, and we have to do it in the right order to keep making food. Don't know how this is strength training, but I guess fair enough. Then for the level 60 upgrade, it's going to start adding in obstacles, like those rolling balls that just come and try to attack us on our feet. These ones are always going to be on the ground though, so they're pretty easy to jump over, but I mean, they are something else we have to worry about. Now onto the level 70 upgrade, it's going to add in huge recipes like this burger, which is going to be 5 different ingredients, and yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the upgrade. Then for level 80, we're going to have more of these spiky balls coming at us, but they're not just going to be on the ground, they can also be coming through the sky. So another avenue we have to watch out for, and it is pretty easy to get hit here actually, especially once everything starts speeding up and there's so many things you have to pay attention to. Look how fast that went. But finally, for level 90, it is time for the worst part of this game, because it's going to send out the ingredients one by one, and if you miss an ingredient, then you have to restart. But the problem is, it's not very well made, so sometimes you have to wait so long for the right ingredient. But it looks like we're finally on to level 100, and we are done with minigames. So we're going to be heading over to our next spot, which is going to be in this ice area where we have to fight this robot guy. And it is going to be robot versus robot. Luckily for him though, I have items. So we're going to hit him with the lasso and then the banana. He is so behind us at this point. But after a while, you will see he's catching up. And that's because we haven't trained any of our racing abilities, since we're really just relying on our items to carry us. And we will be coming to the end. I have to make sure that I'm using my energy bars as well, and just keeping track of where this dude is so we win the battle first time. And I don't even know if he'll make it to the end. Okay, he did. But then it's time for the fight, and we're just going with the rocket strategy again. This guy is a lot harder than our previous dudes though. He has a lot of health, and he also has a lot of attack power. So we're really relying on just hoping we can get the right stuff. We'll use our stopwatch right there to stun him. Then we're going to go for the special. We'll hope this just one hit kills him. This can be a whole range of damage. That time it gave us 388, and that's a win. So next up, we're heading to the cave for this guy, and he is going to give us another race where, again, we're just using all of our items. Right away, he's going to get ahead of us, so I can use my lasso, and he just face plants, and then we'll go ahead and use our frostbite, which freezes him, and we are way ahead of this dude at this point. I mean, he is catching up, so we will still want to use things like bananas, and I don't know what my duck just did there. That was pathetic. But it really is funny just how much you can cheese these races. It's really hard to cheese the battles, but the races are so easy comparatively, so that's why we don't upgrade anything. Then onto the battle, we see that this guy has an electricity weakness, so what we're going to want to do is bring Thor's hammer, and he also uses electricity damage, so since we have the robot stuff, which is resistant to that, he'll also do less damage, so overall this is just a great strategy. We can go for that, take him out right away, and because we got both of those things, we find this guy who says that 2 people took his glass lenses, so that's why we took out both of those birds, we got them back for him, and now we can go to here, which is going to be the swimming training. This mini game is so good, but we're only going to get a single level. I really enjoy this one. It is kind of sad, but we just want to get enough XP, so we're going to be able to get level 1 right away. I'll do one more flip right there. We got the level up, and we're heading out. And we're also going to stop by the battle shop. That way we can refill old stuff we used. We have gotten a lot of coins throughout the speedrun. Before heading over to the master, and he says we're ready for the city tournament, but we got to get our ticket first. On the way to the ticket, though, we'll also stop by the race shop, refill this stuff too. And now we're heading over to the right into the ocean because we got to go for our ticket. But before that, there's another person blocking our way, and this guy is really hungry, so he wants us to collect clamps for him. These people are so lazy, I swear, but it's a pretty simple puzzle. We just gotta grab them, and we'll give our clamps to this guy. I don't know why he's such a jerk, but it is what it is, which is going to allow us to get our tournament tickets, so that's pretty cool. But before we get to the tournament, what we want to do is race this dude. But we're not actually going to race him. Instead, we're going to pause and quit out right away. Then we'll go into our first tournament race, and that makes it so when we go into the tournament, instead of it being its normal stage, it's going to be the one of that guy we just quit out of. So this is a much easier stage than the one it's supposed to be, and that means we can very easily win. We're going to be using things like frostbites so they get stuck on the walls, and yeah, it is just the easiest win of my life. But for some reason, losing that race allows you to do this. I don't know why, but I'll take it. And it's going to be the same for all 3 of the races you have to do, so we'll just repeat this 3 times. Finally, after doing those, we got our first place, and now we have to do the battle section of the tournament, where this is where the battles really start getting difficult. I'm going to be using a lot more of my stuff. I got to use my stopwatch, I got to use my protein shake, which allows us to do more damage, and the weather button. Now, the weather button can either heal you, it can electrify them, which does damage, or it can freeze them. We got freezing right there, and now this dude is like kind of completely destroying me, but as soon as we get our special, it should be able to take him out. He only has 100 health, and that's good to go. Then next up, we got this guy who is the pufferfish, so we're actually going to switch off of the robot outfit, because the robot is weak to water attacks, like I said earlier, and we can also do tons of damage. We completely destroyed him. And now onto this one, we got Flint. We're back to the robot outfit, but we're still using our electricity because they're weak against it, and we are slightly running out of stuff. I mean, we still got plenty of them, but they do cost a good amount of money, so we want to make sure we're good on our amount of items. I'll use my special right here. It doesn't do as much damage as I wanted it to, but it did stun him, which was perfect, so we got that one done, and that'll be another win for us. But we still have to fight the master. First, I will get some stuff from the shop, but oh, it actually didn't keep the map it was supposed to be, so we're going to try going back to this guy, but yeah, sometimes this game is weird. We'll have to go to a different duck and get their map. Same old, just quit out right here. And now we're into this map. This is such an easier map than it normally would be, and we can use our frostbite again. The master is really fast. He's actually really good at this game, so we need all the advantages we have, and we just completely destroy him. And now for the battle, you'll see that we're in our Jack Frost outfit because he has ice powers, and the master is also someone who's really strong. You'll see I'm stocked up at least, and we are going to use our stuff like the weather button. We get a really nice hit right there. We just have to make sure he doesn't kill us on this freeze. Please, master, stop. I am using so many burgers and so many apples. Hopefully this hits. Sometimes they can actually dodge your special, but that's going to take him out. That's another win. So yeah, we're now the winner of the city tournament, which means that all that's left is one more tournament, and we got to move our master out of the way, which is going to open up this area. Now there are a few puzzles we have to do first, like moving over these boxes. Then next up, we have to find the right way on these treadmills. Third, we have to fly across these big pits. And fourth, we have to do this guy's Zen garden to make sure it's all even before going over to the totem pole. And here's where we're going to buy some more stuff before coming to another duck so we can get his map. And same old, just quit out right away before it's finally time for the last tournament. Now, of course, we're starting out with this, and I've actually never done this race before, so I'm not exactly sure what the best strategy is, but it does seem like I may have made a mistake. Still, we got third place. Now, thankfully, you don't have to get first place every time for these. You do for the battle, but you just have to be the overall winner out of all 3 races. So if we get first place these next 2 tries, then we'll be good to go, and I know the right strategy at this point. And we got our first place. Now it's time for the battle side of the tournament, starting out with this guy. And for these battles, there's actually a pretty good possibility that we lose. Now this guy isn't too bad, at least the first person, but once you get to person number 3, it gets bad. But on to 2, we have somebody who does have his ice powers. Of course, we're just going to use our same... Oh, wow, that did a lot of damage. Okay, we're going to use our watch right there. We can stun him. We're not doing too much damage. We have to hope we can get a good special. I'll try the weather button, which unfortunately he would be. That's not what I wanted. Then he freezes me in. Okay, yeah, sometimes you just get unlucky in this game. So we're back to this part where we're facing the second guy again. Before this, I had to go back, pick up some more items, and get through the first dude again. But you'll see here for this tournament, you can actually switch up who we're going to be battling against in each stage. At the very least, oh my gosh, you only have 1 HP. I cannot believe we just won that. But onto the third person of this fight, it's going to be Drake. He has all of his ice abilities. Again, he starts out with a really good attack. I'm super scared of that. We gotta get some good stuff here. Like, I need a good weather button. Of course, it heals me again. That's not what we like to see. And he freezes me again, but we still are okay. I'm out of burgers and all of that. But thankfully, we beat the greatest special of my life, and it did more than 400. Thank you. Okay, that one was terrifying, but that's the first place. And before we get on to the actual final boss, which is going to be Marco for the start of the game, we gotta get a bit more cash because we didn't get the best luck, so we gotta buy some more items. And now after this, we're back to the Marco fight, which this has the exact same strategy. For some reason, we were able to face off against that one bird again, who had this map. I'm not exactly sure why some of these glitches work in this game, but yeah, exact same strategies last time where we tripped Marco, and yeah, this is a little embarrassing for you, bud. But now into the battle, this one is actually really bad, because we don't just need to beat Marco, but we also need to make sure that he doesn't get below half health, otherwise our mom comes in. Basically, the lore of this game is Marco is actually our dad, and left our mom so we can go with that. And once we beat him up by halfway, she'll come out, which isn't a good thing. So we're trying to make sure that we just get him down enough, and then use a special, which will hopefully take him out. But I have not been getting the best luck in the world, and he takes us out. Okay, so what happened is I lost a couple more times, and finally I realized that I'm not doing this run again. Doing some of these mini games for 25 minutes straight really crushes your soul, so we're just gonna upgrade our health instead. And for this first part, we're just riding a bike. All you can do is stop the bike. You can't control its tilt or anything, so it's not the best mini game. Then on to level 60, we have a tandem bike with another random bird. Not too much changes about this, but I mean, it's a thing. Just me and my buddy hanging out. Then for the level 70 upgrade, it's going to give us these weird contraptions like this thing. The seesaw contraption is also pretty popular here, and yeah, we just go through them. Now on to level 80, we switch off the bike, and now we're on a roller coaster ride, which we kill a lot of people on this roller coaster ride, because it doesn't matter if any of the other people die. As long as we're fine, it's okay. So we just killed those people. Yeah, this is pretty hard to control, and it definitely is a thing, as you can see. And for the level 90 upgrades, it makes it even worse because it adds more people. Every single time, 3 parts of them are going to die. You can see their bodies getting flung all over the place. This is kind of the worst thing of all time. But you know, also still not my problem. But finally, we're on to level 100, which means it's time to take out Marco. So we're back to the fight. I can't lose here, otherwise I will not have enough items, and we'll have to go do some more grinding. But you can see my health is much better. I should have done this at the start, but I was just hoping for the good luck. It's just, I can't do another one of these runs. Some of the mini games, like the picture one, they really start to break you. But we are going to get rid of that special right there because we don't want to take a chance on it yet. Then we'll use a weather button. That is exactly what we needed. We're getting him down and stuff. Then we can use one of our stopwatches. That's going to stun him. And here, hopefully we can get more than 300 damage so we don't scare mom. There we go. We finally KO'd Marco. And we'll end off time as soon as we get first place. 3:57:07. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.
Roses face in silence, and the summer sky so timeless. I don't wanna hear it, the final epilogue. This moment of radiance resound throughout, reaching far and wide where you are. Oh, yes, one day I know the curtain will surely fall. Sound like the echoes like
I gotta make the walls next.
See the rising haze of crimson, I can feel the heat of passion. I don't wanna forget the seconds passing by, keeping them locked inside my heart and soul. I won't dare to walk away. The mirage that sways in silence, and the summer stays so timeless.
Yes, I want it to be this high.
Final epilogue, this moment of radiance resounds throughout, reaching far and wide where you are. A transparent turret, so entangled. What an ignorant heart. Both stays in love turns into ashes, and the dreams they have rusted, all their blood stains, hesitate in pain. Where is my destination? Cry, 'cause I could die in vain, or just to fall to be degraded. So cries the night, bringing me flashback, come back, draw back, black out. There's no turning back, so kill 'em now.
Ooh, this sounds sick.
It's tears inside. I'll kill 'em now. It's tears inside. I'll keep you safe. Symptoms undetected. There is nothing that is truly just. Taste the lies on my tongue like a dagger, and the thirst always lingers. Oh, how fragile can this heart be?
Oh boy.
Even hatred is a form of love. Afraid it'll how will I know when they all start feeling? I can't go back. Already too late, the end. Who wins
Here we go again, naughty friends. Running around, there's just in this world at foggy midnight. Your mind was a little bright. If you weren't running out of sight, I must find a way to pull you back to sleep. And now I know it's not that hard to snooze. It's now the right inside of you. Go back to bed now, 6 feet under. And carry on with your eternal slumber. The numbers is resting out of midnight. Take a cease, I'm on knees, begging you to cease. All of your razzle dazzle may unite. You're tuned now. I just can't get used to it. And you'll stick rounded and carry on of being enchanted. There's more in for you. Why did I do that? You carry on with your eternal slumber. You can't defeat even numbers. Please rest now, don't be mad.
Enough to trust the stars above to guide you all the way through. Don't forget, despite the threat, you gotta know you're not alone. The pain might not easily go right away, but I do know I believe in your strength. I wish I was near you just to help, to walk beside you in your darkest of times. Somber soul, don't you ever give up on your dreams. Sometimes just be so cruel, but I'm wishing from afar that soon you will have better days. So I ask the wind to dry your falling tears away, calm you down, keep you warm here with me. I ask the stars above the skies to be our shining soldiers while we try to find our way.
I have a lot of respect for the people who made the Nether Fortress now. Although, did they really think that can protect them from anything? What's up with the blaze spawners anyway? Did they really think that would be a good idea? To put on their defensive project?
single, even if I love you so. I'm asking for the moon to please smile for you as she guides you through the night. Give me time. Oh, I hope that you'll be safe on your So I ask the wind to dry your falling tears away, calm you down, keep you warm through the night. I ask the stars above the skies to be your shining soldiers leading you towards the light. Made unbroken with the wilderness to set you free, away from all the uncertainty. I'm asking for the moon to please smile for you as she
Oh, that's great.
guides you through the night. Give me time. Oh, I hope that you'll be safe on your own. Somewhere far in the distance, might it be you out there? There's a horizon under the rising moon. Against the evening sky, calling out my name. I hear a voice in the wind singing, someday I'll see you again. Don't know why, something made me turn around, but nobody's there, or is there? I'm waking up from a dream, still half asleep, swaying side to side, wondering why. So suddenly in my mind, I found all these memories of you. The taste of bittersweet marshmallows, like melting butter that star up in the sky. Now see how it disappears, round and round and round, swirling in the night, just like magic. Oh, where will it go? The longer time you foolish and find, the happier you'll be when you go to sleep. The seeds in the ground know when it's time to sprout. Don't need a reason to flower and bloom. You know what's meant to is made golden brown. You'll never turn back and a flower again. Let's eat it together and top it with cream. Today will be a much better day.
Wow, okay.
The longer you try to stay foolish, you'll find the happier you'll be when you go to sleep. The seeds in the ground know when it's time to sprout. Don't need a reason to flower and bloom. And know once that dough is baked golden brown, you'll never turn back and you'll flower again. Let's eat it together and top it with meat. Today will be a much better day.
I'll have to do a bit of terraforming in the entrance.
This dark and spiritless dawn will see the sunrise of your
No point staying here any longer.
Don't cry, my lonely heart. Soon we will claim our victory. Behind the barricades, we will prove everyone wrong.
I wonder if there's any structures I can loot for bookshelves.
Soon we will rise. We will I know you're jaded and bewildered. If I should carry on or walk away, I know this isn't what we have expected, but soon the stars up above us will align and guide our way. Be strong, my lonely heart. Triumph prevails with chivalry. We'll conquer hurdles. We will rewrite history. Keep the faith. Soon we will rise. We will rise. Dark and spiritless dawn, you see the sun. Chasing after unnoticed stars at night, drawing random constellations with the light, trying to make up stories and pretend they're true. It's so pointless. Then again, I still try to make a wish that somehow the end will be more simple. Embracing emptiness with a little laugh, slowly it can be Need a hand to hold on to. Need a mountain full of ashes. All alone I search for you. In the wilderness of life, I don't want from you. Though my body is a warrior, I'm so longing for a win. Oh, I'll keep going on. I don't need the end just yet.
100 rating chess, but you reveal the challenge whenever you feel like it. This is probably the nicest viewer in my channel, and of course whenever you feel like it means I will never feel like it. We get a 100 rated American. So since we have no challenge, this is basically just a normal game. So I guess I'll play the utmost famous Birds Company. I mean, no one plays this at the higher elo, so there isn't much theory into this. But I don't study theory anyway, so it doesn't matter much to me. E5. That blunders a pawn. A very good start for an absolutely normal game. Queen H4 check. G3 is forced. Queen E4 doesn't even win the pawn back because knight N3 can cover the rook and also protect the pawn. So Queen H4 is actually just wasting a move and putting the queen on a square that is more likely to be attacked. Never mind. Rook takes H2. This is getting way too convenient, to the point of very suspicious. Bishop E7. E4. Bishop C5. Aha! He's attacking my undefended knight and then also gets a tempo on attacking my rook. But still, I think I can actually sacrifice them. This is definitely not the best continuation according to the engine. But human-wise, I will do this 10 times out of 9. Bishop takes G1. Queen takes G7. Bishop takes H2. Queen takes H8. King F8. D4. Bishop takes G3 check. King D1. So after that massive trading sequence, I went from 9 points of material advantage to 6 points of material advantage, which means I lost an entire piece for free. But now my queen is super active and his king is about to get destroyed by my 3 center forwards. The situation is just perfect. And remember, we don't have a challenge in this video. Knight C6. Bishop H6 check. King E7. Aha. Now I see there is a very good forced checkmate in 4 moves sequence. And since I am definitely not a coward, I think it is the perfect time to reveal the challenge. When the amount of pawns you're missing is the amount of moves you have left +1 to checkmate. Very easy to understand. I have 6 pawns left, and since I started out with 8 pawns, 8 minus 6 equals 2, which means I'm missing 2 pawns. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Therefore, in conclusion, I have 3 moves left to checkmate him. And there is a checkmated 4.